Well, I'm assuming I'm streaming, but you know what they say about assuming. So let's see if anybody shows up. And that tells me everything I need to know. Looks like I'm live. Now we just have to wait and see if anybody shows up. It's one of those pop-up Sundays. Protein shake. It's Lynn. Hi, Lynn. How's it going? Hi, Sue. Baldwin. Susan, Robert. Hi, guys. I was wondering if anybody was going to show up. It's one of those weird, you guys know what I'm saying. It's one of those weird show up at the last minute streams. My goodness. Let's wait a minute and see if anybody else shows up. We have a lot to cover. Oh my God, my video tomorrow is like 22 minutes long. There's just so much. Okay, what is this person? Crazy Kong, honk, honk, go freedom truckers. I love that. How am I feeling? Lynn, I am feeling great. I'm up, I'm about, I'm back to my normal self. I put that, greetings from Thailand, greetings. I put that a post up because people seem to think I was having my shoulder worked on, and I could have swore I told everybody that we were not doing the shoulder thing because the doctor said I have 95% movement in my arm, and therefore there's no point in putting myself through the surgery and the pain and the physical therapy again, and it would be months of rehab, and there's no guarantee I would even get that extra 5% of usage back. So yeah, we just said no to that. Anyway, we have Florida, Southern Australia, the UK. Oh my goodness. Yes, lots of people. So anyway, no, I'm not getting the shoulder work done. I am going to get the nose done this week. Actually, I'm calling the ENT for a pre-surgery appointment, and I'll get that done. And no, I will not probably be streaming during the recovery period for that, which it's my understanding is about a good week or two, with black eyes and a swollen face. And I don't think anybody wants to see me that way. So yeah, we'll just skip that. All right. First of all, for those of you who are unaware, you might be unaware, did you know that Harry is trying to get his UK security back again? Like, how many times does this guy have to be told no? Could somebody please explain that to me? He was told if he left, he was going to lose his security. He left, he lost the security. I think they gave him the security for the first year they were gone, and then they removed it at the end of the year. So he lost the security. Then he asked for a review of Ravik. He lost. Then he sued for another review. Then he lost. Then he had an appeal, and he lost. Then he gave, nope, Lynn, I am not kidding. Then he gave a BBC interview where he said that the palace was using Ravik to control the family members. Then he asked for Sir Keir Starmer to step in. He also reached out to Yvette Cooper, who at the time was the, what is her job? The security, home secretary or something. Now he's written to the new home secretary asking for a review of his Ravik because he doesn't think it was done lawfully. Has this man ever been told no in his life? It's not really about the security. We all know what it's really about, don't we? Because he can give a 30-day notice and get all the security in the world. That's not what this is about. This is about him wanting his IPP status back so they don't have to pay for security in the United States, and they don't have to pay for security when they go to other countries on their fake royal tours. That's what this is all about. Absolutely. All about him getting his IPP status back. It's not going to work. It's not going to help. It's making him look worse. And I don't think he realizes just how bad it's making him look. I could be wrong, but I mean, this is a man, he and his wife have earned $60 million in the last 5 years. Pay for your own security, dude. As an American, I can tell you that I am absolutely not going to let any of my tax dollars go towards this entitled, drugged up brat's security. That's going to be a big no. I love this. Andrea wrote, tell me you're a spoiled man-child without telling me you're a spoiled man-child. By the way, I'm not on StreamYard. I'm on a different program, so unfortunately, I can't put your comments up. I wish I could because they're really good. But that's really what's going on. He's got nothing else to do. And I think he and Meghan tried for a relaunch, and the relaunch has not gone well. Between her showing up in Paris and laughing at the model that tripped, to posting that disgusting video, to people pointing out that they're humanitarians who treat their own family like crap, talking about mental health. William's in the UK crying with somebody who lost a child and a husband, and Meghan's putting up videos, happy mental health day to the man that always keeps me laughing, ha! The difference. I mean, that just shows you. Now she's in New York. We'll be covering that a little more. Now she's in New York going around having pap walks. She's not royalty. She wants celebrity. That's what she's chasing, is celebrity. I don't know what to say. Michael says he wants at no cost the status of being accompanied everywhere by a visible security team. Yeah, listen, this is no different than in New York when they claimed that they were chased. There's no video showing a chase. They had pictures. They didn't hand the pictures over showing a chase. Nobody was ever arrested because there was no chase. So they lied. And then, get this, Harry's letter to the secretary, the home secretary, happened 2 days before the stalker incident. Duh. Could you be any dumber? Like, seriously. Who does that? This man is, in my opinion, delusional. I think he's delusional. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't know what else to say about him other than he's got serious issues. That's all I can say. Juanita, I am all good. I am up. Took a few days, but I'm up. And I'm going to guess that at some point in November, it's going to probably be in November, the end of October, is when I'm going to have the nasal surgery. And when I have that, I might be taping from the bed if I can muster up the energy. But from what I understand, I'm going to have splints in my nose, and I'm going to be black and blue with big black eyes for like a week. I don't see me coming on camera at that point. Well, you never know. I might. So my video tomorrow is very long because we've got the security thing, we have the William thing, we have the humanitarian thing, and we're covering Harry and Meghan's attempt to rebrand. And then the last week, it has just gone downhill horribly. It's a crash and burn sort of situation. So we have a lot of that going on that we'll be covering. So also, we're covering also his case against the Daily Mail. He lost a lot in that case. The judge has put some rulings out. This is a big video tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm going to take a sip of my protein shake. It's actually really good. If you guys don't have this. I bought the cookie batter one. Disgusting. But the chocolate and the vanilla are really good. So now let's see. Chinoa says, I stayed off YouTube for a week and my mind feels rested and cleared. Yes, I feel like when I have the surgery, the big one for my nose, I feel like I should stay off for a week also because I am not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. I'm probably going to need a mental break. So rebrand is a joke. Why the deflection? Well, let's not forget that Meghan went to Paris to help support a brand that was showing children in bondage outfits on the internet right before she posted yet another picture of her daughter for Daughter's Day. Interesting, she didn't post a picture of Archie for Happy Son's Day. Little bias there. And it's the same thing. Little girl, hair needs brushing, it's a tangled mess, running across the lawn, doing a Diana redo. I feel bad for those kids. They never leave the compound. They have no grandparents, no grandmothers, grandfathers, cousins, extended family. They never leave the freaking compound. I feel so bad for those children. I really do. I feel terrible for them. I think when they grow up, I think especially the daughter, because didn't Megan have her walk into the kitchen and kiss some picture of the dog that was there? How many takes do you think that took? That was not an authentic moment. And so I think when the daughter grows up and realizes that she was used in this way, I think the children are going to write books about what crappy parents they had. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, Krista Bai says, no way to remove the brand of liar, thief, racist, and con artist. Yeah. I mean, they're standing there getting Humanitarian of the Year awards for what? The Parent Network, which they didn't start. They gave a donation. Katie Couric came out and said, they don't give lip service. They're in there. No, they give lip service. I would like Katie Couric to contact me. Katie, if you're watching, contact me and tell me what it is Harry and Meghan have done. They opened a chat room. I could have done that. Donate money, but it's not their money. Treat your family like crap. How about Thomas Markle Sr.'s mental health? If I went to one of those events, I'd be yelling out, hey, Meghan, how's your dad? You're here for mental health. How's your dad? I mean, I swear to God, I would be yelling that out. I swear to God. You guys know me. I'm not afraid. I would do it. Oh my God. Let's see. Oh, Philippa says she loves the royal stuff on my shelves. Yes, Philippa, this is a lot of stuff that was sent to me by some of my subscribers. I love that I'm able to spread it out and show you the books and everything. Let me move this a little bit. You might get a better look. Nope, that's not going to help. Nope. But I do, you guys know I love the royal family, so I keep everything that's sent to me. Absolutely keep it all. So let's see what else. I love that the Sugars, Lee Foster said, I love that the Sugars tried to make it about Catherine because she has some Balenciaga earrings that she hasn't worn since 2018, 4 years before the controversy. Oh, yes. Yes, that's typical Sugar behavior. They always try to drag William and Catherine into it, but it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So, but you can't. And then of course, and this will be in another video. Well, I need to stop talking about that because you know, you guys aren't going to watch my videos. You're going to hear all about it on here. Oh my God. In other news, the hostages are being released. Supposedly, there was 40 something hostages, and right now the number of hostages alive is 22, I think. That's not good. So we're missing 19 people that have been executed since they were taken hostage. Maybe the number will go up. I pray it goes up. Ellie Mae, did he pay the court costs? I said the exact same thing in the video tomorrow. He's writing letters, but he had a $1 million bill to the UK taxpayer that he has to pay. And we haven't heard a word about whether he's paid it. There was some talk online. There was a little bit of talk online that the BBC agreed to give it in exchange for his interview, which had been arranged before the announcement of his appeal came out. So maybe they paid it. As long as somebody freaking paid it, it's not right for the UK taxpayer to pay it. That's all I'm saying. It's not right. Okay, let's see. Zephyr, I'm on another live. Just wanted to say a quick howdy and hit that thumbs up. Zephyr, don't be on another live. Stay here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, by the way, in case you guys didn't do it, make sure you go over and congratulate the Sidley twins. They hit 100,000 subscribers. They've been doing their channel, I think, a year and a half, maybe a little more, I mean, they haven't been doing it for like years and years, but they finally hit 100,000. And I'm hit 78.5. So I need 22,500 more people to get my plaque, and I am now in year 6. So it's a slow and steady climb, but at least we know that my people, okay, this is going to come out wrong. There are lots of people who have hit 100,000, they didn't get their plaques. And one of the reasons they didn't get their plaque is because YouTube checks their subscribers for bots and this sort of thing. If you have any bots, you don't get your plaque. I know the Sidleys will absolutely get their plaque. I need 22,500 more people to get my plaque. I need it. I need it. I'm not stopping until I get that plaque. I've got 22,500. So at least we know that all my people are real, because what would be the point? I mean, if I was going to buy bots, I'd go ahead and shoot myself up to 100,000 and get that damn plaque and move on with it, you know? Anyway. Legina says bots. Yeah, a lot of people have bots. Now, I will say this. I know of 2 people who have hit the 100,000 and they applied for their plaques and YouTube told them no. They don't have bots. They absolutely do not have bots, but they were told no. And when you look online, it says under YouTube's thing that there's no guarantee that you will get a plaque if you hit 100,000. The way I look at it now, if you start a YouTube channel, if YouTube lets it run, if YouTube monetizes it and makes money from it, they take like 40 or 45% of all of our revenue. It seems to me that they shouldn't be able to look at you when you hit 100,000 and say, you know what? For whatever reason, we don't like your channel or we don't agree with your politics and we're not going to give you the plaque. That doesn't seem very fair to me. If you start a channel and YouTube approves the channel and lets the channel run and you hit 100,000 of authentic people, you should just get your plaque. That's just the way I feel about it. I don't know what else to say. So let's see. Instagram followers, Legina. I think Meghan Markle's Instagram followers are a lot of bots. I think they are too. I don't have an Instagram. Do I have an Instagram? No, I have a Rumble where I back up all my videos, because last time YouTube took me down, it took all my videos. So now they're all on Rumble separately. So if I go down on YouTube, you guys can come over to Rumble, and every single video I've done in 5 years is on Rumble. I have a channel on Rumble. And the link to that is in my description box. So I always tell you guys, go down into the description box where you'll find those links. Because YouTube could shut me down tomorrow. God knows. And then you guys wouldn't be able to find me. So that's why there's a link to Rumble in the description box. And then I'm on Getter. That's just a backup. But if YouTube went down, I would lose the Getter. And then I have my Twitter and I have a TikTok. And that's it. That's all I've got. So, but that's why I always tell you guys, because when my channel went down last time, all these people stepped up. Fiona and all these people stepped up and said, what is this? And how can we find Sue? How can we find Sue? Sue was over on Rumble, but people couldn't find me. So now you've got to, you can go over to Rumble. And that's where I'll be. So, Missy says, do you think Marcus and Meghan are hooked up and working on destroying Harry? No. I think every time there's a problem in their marriage, Marcus Anderson steps up. Harry didn't want to go to Paris. Marcus Anderson stepped up. Every time Harry's out of town and she wants to offload on somebody, Marcus Anderson steps up. It's very odd to me the way Marcus Anderson shows up every time there's any discussion that the two of them might be having some sort of a fight or some sort of a problem. Then all of a sudden, here's Marcus Anderson. I said it before. I have a feeling that if this marriage ends, it's going to be Harry going, there were 3 of us in this marriage and it was very crowded. Marcus Anderson was constantly there. And if it wasn't Marcus Anderson, then it was Doria, who, by the way, has fallen off the edge of the earth. So do I think Marcus and Meghan are hooked up on working on destroying Harry? Well, it's possibly. Anything's possible, I guess. They've been married, what? How many years now? 6 or 7? She's got to hang in there till 10 years for the California law to kick in. So do I think this marriage will fail? Yes. When do I think it'll fail? I think it'll fail as soon as they hit the 10-year mark. I think then that Meghan will get rid of Harry then. That's my personal opinion. So Lorraine says Marcus has the dirt. I agree, Marcus has the dirt. He can say a lot of things. Notice she went out to dinner in New York. We'll be covering this on a different video. My God, she's doing pap walks all over the place. And she did a pap walk to Soho House in New York with Harry to have dinner with Serena Williams. Please, guys. Petita says, I think Marcus is the referee. I agree. Okay, Christina says, they pack your nose with that surgery. You may find it difficult to speak because you're breathing with your mouth. That's possible too. We'll see what happens. I'm going to talk to them about it because one of my husband's friends had his nose fixed and he said they actually put splints in and he could breathe through his nose after the surgery for the deviated septum. So Legina says 10 years, how are they splitting the kids? Well, I don't think they're going to split the kids because I think what's going to happen is Harry's going to want to bring the kids back to the UK, or he's going to want custody, and Meghan's going to say, I knew he had a drinking problem. I knew he had a drug problem, which is why I never left him home alone with the kids. That's why we had a full-time nanny. And if I wasn't there, the nanny was there. And if the nanny wasn't there, Doria was there. And she's going to claim that he was unsafe around the children. The guy was stupid enough to write all that shit in the spare. And she could pull out the spare in court and go, look, he wrote it down. So I don't think they'll be splitting anything. I got to be honest. I think she's going to walk away with the kids, the house, all of that. Okay, let's see what else. If it won't last 10 years, no sign of William or Harry. I know 2 people who jumped 20,000 in less than a month, definitely bots. Yeah, probably. Janet says 100% she's got videos of handbag. Yeah, handbag Harry. All right, so this is just a quick little catch up. Does anybody have any specific questions or anything before we end this for the day? Has Dorito been seen anywhere? Kind of difficult to disappear. No, Crystal, she has not been seen. She literally has disappeared off the map. Nobody has seen her. She's just gone. It's the weirdest thing. She literally is just gone off the map. I can't explain it. Maybe she got tired of being used for babysitting. Lynn says, at that point, Sue, the Crown may get involved because they are in the line at this moment to succeed. Courtney says, I'm not American. Why 10 years? Courtney, that would be because in California, there's the 10-year law. If you're married for 10 years, you get a 50-50 split of everything. So she came to the marriage with like $3 million and he came with like 50 million or, his Diana inheritance. So, Janet, it is almost 10:30 in the morning here. That's my that's just it's the 10-year thing. However, let me tell you something. While at Archwell, you can't really split Archwell. They would have to shut it down and open their own, perspective stuff. The house could be demanded, sold, proceeds split between the two of them. The money that Harry just got when he turned 40, if he left it in trust in the UK, then she can't touch that. So even if they've been married 10 years. So, yeah, I don't think if they got married, there'd be a whole lot left to split. The house came fully furnished. I'm sure if they sold the house, they would sell it fully furnished. Everything would stay exactly as it is. Yeah, whatever cash there is. Hello, Sue Smith. You have a bunch from Royal Daily Tea Premier. What? Okay, Carol. Is she doing something right now, Carol? Because I thought I always come on at 10 and she always comes on at like 1. Yeah. Courtney, I thought the Crown would be smart enough to get a prenup. I think they wanted a prenup. They wanted a prenup and Harry said no. So I think that was, yeah, that I believe that's what happened. Yeah. And from what I can remember, that's what happened. So Wanda says she never had $3 million coming into the marriage. Suits didn't pay her that much. Yeah, she was only on screen for like 2 hours out of 7 seasons, but it was reported that she was worth $5 million when they got married. So she brought like $5 million to the marriage. He brought the $17 million from Diana, and plus the $3 or $4 million given by Charles, which took it up to like $21 million. What else? Then he got like, I can't remember how much they said he got when he turned 40, but I think it was like another $25 million. But that money's in trust in the UK. And as long as the man leaves it in trust in the UK, she can't touch it. So, but Legina, I completely agree with you. They spend more than they make. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think this is one of the reasons why Harry keeps pushing for the security. I believe that the security is their biggest bill. Meghan never re-wore outfits, ever, ever. Suddenly, in the last 6 months to a year, she's re-wearing things. And I believe that that's happening because the money's running short. People aren't sending her samples. And I believe that, money's tight. And so since money is tight, she's re-wearing clothing now. I mean, the last time I saw that blue and white striped shirt she was wearing the other day was at Wimbledon with Catherine. I mean, it's weird. They're running out of money. And I believe security is their biggest expense. It's like $4 million a year. I mean, I think we figured it up one time. They need like 56 or 57 million. I'm sorry, 56 or 57,000 a month for the expenses. Mortgage, power. Guess how much? Imagine what their power bill is for a 14,000 square foot house. Water, cable, internet, the pool. They have a pool guy. They have a lawn guy. They have a cook. They have nanny. They have a maid. They need like $56,000 to $60,000 a year or a month in order to pay these bills. Now, it was easy before because Netflix was paying them monthly while their 5-year contract was going. They're not getting any money anymore. Spotify is gone. Lemonada is gone. Netflix is gone. They have no income. None. They have no income. No money coming in. And that security is costing them a fortune. So I think they realize, I think this is one of the reasons why they want back to the UK now. Although, since they shot off their mouth and told everybody the UK is racist, nobody in the UK wants them back. I mean, I think Harry's looking back now realizing I lived in a great place. I got millions from my dad every year. I never paid a bill. The public adored me. And now look at me. I think that's what's going on. That's my personal opinion. Let's see what else. Meghan didn't get an ambassadorship in a major fashion house. No one wants her due to her behavior. That's true. And of course, we found out, I'm not discussing it tomorrow, but I'll be discussing it in the video after that. Of course, it's come out now that, all these stories were out there saying that Meghan got paid to come and they paid for her glam squad and a private jet and blah, blah, blah. I'm sure she did come on a private jet and with her glam squad. And I'm sure everything was paid for her, but that's because she asked to be there. It come to find out she was texting back and forth with that guy who just took over the fashion house. She texted him and said, I'd like to come. And he made the arrangements for the free flight, the glam squad, the whole bit. It was all arranged for her, but she asked to come. She wasn't invited. She asked. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been there. So it's amazing. Mimi is loathed everywhere. Yes, she is. I don't think she realizes that, though. Isn't that crazy? I don't think she realizes that. Margaret says, we don't want them and neither do the royals in the UK. They're finished in the UK. I agree. Yep. And Legina, you know, in a couple days, Meghan's going to be on the, what is it? The world. She's going on some panel with Selena Gomez and some other people. How much do you want to bet we are going to hear about the soap commercial? How much do you want to hear how much do you want to bet we're going to hear about that letter from the soap people? Would you like to bet? Who wants to bet? Missy is asking, have I heard that Harry will step down from African parks? From what I understand, it is being suggested he should step down from African parks. That's my understanding, but let me pull something up real quick here on my phone. Because I read something this morning that really put it into perspective. Hang on. Come on. Okay, I can't find it. But one of the things that was said was that African parks had prioritized tourism over the conservation efforts and had pocketed money and had even illegally transferred money out of the country. So there is a lot going on there, a lot. Harry's already lost Sentebale. I think Harry's going to end up having to leave African parks, although he doesn't want to, because what's he got left? Invictus. And now there are calls for him to step down from Invictus because he's so divisive. They've lost so many veterans. And of course, it's come out that a large portion of the proceeds donated went to Harry and Meghan's security, hotel, food, flight, the whole bit. And of course, Invictus's response when this came out was to say this was money that people specifically requested go to them. You are never going to make me believe in a million years that 23% of donations came with a tagline, this must go to Harry and Meghan. I want Harry and Meghan to have a nice hotel and a free flight. I will never believe that, ever, in a million years. Not happening. So I think it's getting ugly with Invictus. I think he's lost Sentebale. I think African Parks is going down the tubes quickly. I feel after I saw that, if you guys saw my video on Saturday or Friday, whichever one it was, the looks Harry was giving Meghan on that carpet as they were walking in front. It's the same old thing. Meghan's looking up at him. The love bombing, the looks of love. Harry. It's old. It's stale. You're not all that. And obviously their marriage is not going well, but I think Harry can't swallow his pride and say he made a mistake. So now Missy said Invictus and the other charities need to tell Harry step down or we'll force you. I agree. Harry is patron of Invictus, and since he's stepped away, it's suffered horribly. The Invictus has suffered horribly. If he really cared about these veterans, he would step away and let somebody else take over as patron, somebody that's not divisive. But let's face it, this is all he's got left. What he has left is Scotty's Little Soldiers, Well Child, and those two things, you don't hear about him all year, and then he shows up, plays fake swords with a balloon, and goes, aren't I wonderful? It's nothing but a PR opportunity for him with those two charities. Sentebale's gone. Invictus is a mess. I saw online today that Birmingham, which by the way is bankrupt, they can't even get people to pick up the trash. They're closing the library early. They're dimming the street lights. Birmingham is in a freaking mess. And it showed today on Twitter video, they're paying people to run around and pull down the English flag, the British flag. They can't pick up their trash, but they're paying people to pull these flags down. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. Will Meghan go back to Birmingham? Abso-freaking-lutely. The children won't go, but she will. She's not going to miss a chance to prance around and change clothes 4 times a day and run her. She's not going to miss that chance. No way, no how. She's going to go. That's what she does. Let's see. Janet asks, what does Harry do behind the scenes full time? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He has no job. He just, I've reported on that before. He just kind of rattles around the mansion doing whatever. Meghan's busy with her as ever. He just sits there. He has no friends. He just sits in the house all day. No wonder he's got mental health issues. Through the Looking Glass asked, why is Invictus silent about the Birmingham games? I wonder if lack of security at the games will cause it to be canceled. That could happen. That could happen. Legina, yes, Cinnabali just put out their report. They're actually doing better since Harry left. It's like anything Harry touches he's a liability to these charities. He's a liability, really. He shouldn't be with any charities. He's no good. Let's see. Wanda says Meghan Markle will not go back to the UK. She couldn't handle the booze. Well, there won't be booze at Invictus, and she won't leave the hotel. She'll only do Hotel Invictus, Hotel Invictus. She won't do anything else. So Missy says, in my opinion, they need to stay married, no divorce. I agree. They totally deserve each other. Absolutely, they deserve each other. Beyond words, they deserve each other. Margaret says she would be destroyed back here. Yep. Now, Through the Looking Glass just wrote, and I think I've reported this to you before, Birmingham filed bankruptcy before they submitted the bid for the games. Why did Invictus pick Birmingham over DC? Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, DC has the Warrior Games, which is the idea that Harry stole to make the Invictus Games. So I don't know that DC was really, up about that. Number two, I think Harry chose Birmingham because I think he's trying to force his family to come to Invictus and deal with him. At the same time, the week that he chose is the same week of Queen Camilla's 80th birthday, and they're planning massive parties. Harry knew that there would be a conflict of interest, but it gives him the chance to go, look, I invited them 2 years in advance. I invited them, and they still didn't show up because they don't care. Instead of going, oh, wait, that's the week of my stepmother's birthday. Why don't I move Invictus forward a week, and that way there won't be a conflict? He chose that week specifically. He could have moved it to any time. He really could have. And Carol said, yep, Warrior Games in the USA is in partnership with Department of Defense. Yep. Margaret says, once people find out she's here, she won't get out of the hotel. Oh, Missy pointed out it's also the 30th anniversary of Diana's death. So King Charles really needs to make a decision and cut Harry loose because of the nastiness that's been thrown William and Catherine's way. I think the biggest mistake that Charles made was meeting with Harry. I understand he didn't meet with him before because the court case was going on. And I think the only reason he agreed to meet with him this time was because the court case was over. But it's also very obvious that during the meeting, things didn't go well for Harry by the look on his face when he left the meeting. But just that one meeting, look at the headlines and the trouble that's been stirred up just because Charles agreed to meet him one time. It didn't even last an hour. One meeting, one time. That's it. And look what happened. It's just unbelievable. Oh my God. Teresa said Invictus is also in conjunction with the British military. Teresa, what happened was the Ministry of Defense got together with William, Catherine, Harry, and the Royal Foundation to create Invictus. They created Invictus so that Harry would have something to do. And then they handed it to him, and now it's mine. I started it. It's mine. It's like, give me a break. Margaret says, it's Camilla's birthday. No one will take any notice. He might as well not be here. I agree. Miss Chloe says, why was it public, not private? Why was what public, not private? Could you clarify your question? Sasha says, inheritance is not included in the divorce if it's in a joint account or purchases a house. Well, Sasha, according to United States law, if he leaves the money in trust in the UK, then it's not, he can't touch it. I don't know about the rest of it. And Sue says he's still on the royal website. Yeah, I think that's the first thing that should happen. They need to come off the royal website. The royal website should be for working royals only. Andrew needs to come off. Harry and Meghan need to come off. Harry and Meghan's children need to come off. Now, would I leave Beatrice and Eugenie on there? Well, sometimes they do royal events. So I would leave them on. Sarah's already off. Trying to think what else. Yeah. But the first thing they need to do, they need to come off the website. I completely agree with you. So, Carol says in 2021, the Ministry of Defense separated from Invictus Games. That was probably a smart thing to do since Harry had left, I think. So, all right, guys, don't forget, tomorrow you have like a 22-minute long video that is so chocked with information. It's unbelievable. Agree about the royal family website. Yeah, that's like the first thing they should do is take them off. So don't forget to come in tomorrow, watch my video. I'm really looking for your comments in the difference between the way William handled Mental Health Day and the way Harry and Meghan handled Mental Health Day, because the difference between the two is just absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking, for sure. So you guys look at that and make sure you put your comments down and make them good, because you know I actually read the comments. That's something I do. All right? All right, you guys. I hope you guys have an absolutely fabulous day. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Don't forget, I believe Royal Daily Tea has a premiere today. Carol, can you put that up really quickly in the comment section? Carol's about to put a link up. I think that's what she does. There'll be a link because there we go. Revealing the Narc has a live stream at 12 o'clock. And then Royal Daily Tea has hers, I believe, at 1 o'clock. All right. All right, you guys. I hope everybody has a fabulous and safe weekend. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.